want to kind of talk about our theme for this month because it's important, and it's ignite. Now, when we think of something that's igniting, there's like some fire behind it, there's some power behind it. But there's a lot of little mechanisms that go into it. If anybody's ever heard of Dr. Gabor Mate, he talks about when people are triggered. And I really like what he says about that. And he's like, when somebody's triggered, they're not thinking about, like, they think that the trigger is the issue. If you look at the mechanisms of a gun, when you like take it all apart, there's all this other stuff that's happening that's actually making that, when we talk about the trigger, okay, like all these little gears and all this little stuff, and then the bullet comes out. So it's not just the finger on the trigger that's causing the triggering. It's this whole entire system. When we go through the things that we go through in our life, we're being triggered or whatever by the situations, the stories, the dialogue that shows up in our head. There are so many different mechanisms that are underneath that are causing that triggering, all right? And that's why it's like we need to be a little bit more clear about that. Then, this is where we kind of get into a story on things. My husband and I, we were talking the other night. He was asking me something because sometimes I tend to be a little unforgiving on things. And I was he was like asking me about that and, like, where is that coming from on me? And I started to kind of go into this little bit of a dialogue on not having a lot of tolerance for excuses. And going into just something just like, and I'm just going to kind of like brush over the top of this very lightly, but with my experience with my own mother growing up, I listened to her have a lot of excuses and blame people all the time for how her life was, and make excuses about like why she had to do some of the things that she had to do, and some of them were pretty deplorable, and they were like, it was always like it was somebody else's fault. It didn't have anything to do with her at all. And so I became from that kind of like really like intolerant on things, and so I kind of have these weird little codes that I live by. Like, I don't lie. So if you want to ask me if you look good in your outfit, I'll smile and say probably not. You really want somebody to tell you don't look good in your clothes, ask Quint. He'll always tell you. He's so good about that. I remember one day I got a dress and it was a checkerboard thing. And we were at the store. I'm like, do you like this? He's like, no. And so I bought it anyway. And then I got home. I'm like, do you like it now? And he's like, I don't know why you thought trying it on at home I was going to like it more, because all I want to do is have a picnic on you. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll take it back. So you can always count on him. Totally honest, and that's what I love about him, there's no BS between us. We're just like, yeah. So now we have our stories, right? We have the stories that we create in our head, the stories that show up, the stories that they either enable us or they empower us. They hold us in place or they move us forward. No matter what, they are a trigger, okay? Our stories are a trigger. That is the power that can ignite either stagnation, because believe it or not, that's still a thing, okay? Because you're still like sitting still. You're not doing, but you're still preventing the doing. So there's still like a movement in that, weirdly, if you just follow the trail. Then because you're not doing the things that your body and your humanity is designed to do, that is an implosion, dying this way, okay? Then when we go and we do things that are reactive or, whatever, then if we don't think about it, we go out this way and it can be really destructive as well, all right? Both have the power to ignite somehow, something. So as we kind of think about your stories. What are your stories that you have? What are they? And some of them have probably been pretty crappy. Do you know? I mean, like everybody's got like some pretty crappy stuff, whether it's physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse. There's, maybe you were raised by like a covert type of narcissist, and so like, who knows, right? I love it. Yeah, amen, right, brother? So it's like, so then, we have these things, and they're all in our stories. Sometimes we use our stories to become something different, something better, something that changes the trajectory of where you probably could have gone if you would have let the story kind of like pull you into a different direction. Sometimes we use the story to like stay small. Sometimes we use the story to get big, okay? So sometimes we use the story to become a bully. Sometimes we use it to become a mouse, all right? So it's like, and at the end of the day, it's just a story. A couple of years ago, before I was ready to like hear this. So I didn't talk to my mom for years and years and years, and because she was not stable. She wasn't a stable person. So my husband, not really knowing the gravity of the situation, he was trying to help me to think of it in a different way. And he's like, it's just a story, babe, because he'd hear me say this. And I'm like, F off, bro. Like, this isn't the time to talk about this to me. And so but what he was trying to do is he was like, you could tell a different story. You could tell like a fantasy story of it. Like, how do you turn it into something good? And so as he was doing that, I was getting like angrier and angrier and angrier. And when I sit with that, it's like, why was I so angry? Because that is my story. It's my story. And I don't want anybody to take it away. And I don't want anybody to put rose-colored glasses on it. That's my story. So I had to kind of like pull way out of that. And it took me a while to do this, but way out of it. And it was like, I don't need to turn it into a fantasy land with unicorns and rainbows and Care Bears and stuff like that. I don't need to do that. But I also don't need to be attached to it as my identity. That's the big part, okay? And so then as I start to get into this space where I'm like, if it's not my identity, then what am I? If I'm not a product of a horribly abusive home life, what am I, right? Can I just be Melissa and like just be me and not be a result of my trauma? Yes, we can. But it just takes time, And I don't know if I'll ever have it mastered. I don't know if any of us will ever have it mastered. But in the journey, we see what triggers us, we see what ignites us, we see if it's pushing us further toward the light or deeper into the darkness. That's the big thing. Is it pushing us further into the light or deeper into the darkness? And you need to pause with yourself and ask yourself, like, where am I? Is this helping me, hurting me? Why am I staying stuck in this? Is this to protect me? When people do sessions with me, there's these 4 words that I ask. Is this here to help me, hurt me, punish me, or to protect me? Or for any other reason? And so when something is showing up inside of you, you can ask yourself that. Whatever is going on right now, is this here to help me? Is it here to hurt me? Is it to punish me? Or is it to protect me? Okay? And then you can just sit with it and be quiet with it. Everybody in this room, except for you, I don't know if I know you. Do I know you? Oh, okay. Sorry. No glasses. It's so we're all meditators. This is what we do. This is our little jam. We come here every week to do this. So now we put these things into practice when we're feeling triggered. The ignition shows up and it's pushing us into either darkness or light. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So now we're going to go ahead and meditate. All right. So everybody sit up and assume the position. in a good way. All right. So just allow yourself to settle in. You can feel this idea of this like rooting and rising. We're rooting our sits bones into our cushion. We're raising the top of our head, rising up nice and tall. Shoulders back, chin tucked, smile on our face. And just kind of zero in with your breathing. Feel the inhales and the exhales on your nose, even the back of your throat, the feeling filling your lungs, your belly expanding and contracting. Let your body just kind of really roll into this space of stillness. So you can just feel really solid. You can probably feel your heartbeat if you sit still long enough. If you haven't done so already, I invite you to draw your gaze point up to your third eye. Make sure that your jaw is loose and your teeth are not touching. So we all have things that kind of keep us stuck in place. Sometimes it's our health. Sometimes it's work-related or family-related. But no matter what it is, just kind of pick a thing that you can feel that you're just not moving forward on. You're not pulling that trigger. It could be something really small, like cleaning out your closet. It could be something really important, like changing jobs. It could be something really important too, like a relationship that maybe and it doesn't have to be a love relationship, but just like a relationship that's maybe stifling or not growing. There's so many things you can feel there's stuckness, whatever the stuckness is in your life. Pick one. So now we're going to just look at it in the sense of an observer, just looking at it. It's almost like you have like a ball in your hand or a toy in your hand, and you're looking at that stuckness. Now we're going to start to look at it from today's perspective, but like if there's maybe, I don't know, 6 months from now, if you don't pull the trigger, if you don't start to move forward on whatever that is, the clutter in the closet, toxic relationship, the job, whatever. In 6 months, can you see yourself in the same situation? Just kind of, at that point, I want you to tune into your physiology. What's coming up for you right now. So now we'll go out like a year from now. So we're all here meditating again, and it's 2027. And it hasn't changed, it hasn't progressed. And just notice again how you feel. And just for fun, we'll go out 5 years. Same ball in your hands. Nothing's changed. Just notice how you feel. Now let's reel back into present time. Let's take that same little situation, the same closet, the same relationship, the same job, whatever, doesn't matter, whatever your thing is. And all I want you to do is just imagine that you just took one step forward. It doesn't have to be huge, just one little thing. On that, you just chipped away one little piece. Resist the temptation to come up with any stories as to why you cannot or how you are going to. It's only that you have taken a step. Now, let's go out a year from now, because little bits and little bits over time. And just sit with yourself a year from now, knowing that whatever that was has moved, it's transitioned, it's different. And I just want you to sit with whether or not you are different. And then we'll just jump right out to 5 years. Taking those little teeny incremental things, changing them, modifying them, making improvements. And just notice how your physiology feels. Do you feel taller or shorter? Do you feel brighter or darker? Then start to make your way back to present time, carrying with you that energy. And you can break your concentration of all of that. Start to connect with your breathing again in a more aware way. And you can start to bring a little bit of movement into your body when you're ready. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. Okay. So now just a little tiny bit of show and tell if anybody's feeling brave enough to do so. Did anybody have anything that they wanted, that they saw it and it was like, oh, it's right there and I'm stuck in it? And then you could feel what you felt like, not ever changing it, and then versus what you felt like afterward. Anybody want to share? Thanks, honey.
I felt like there was something that I thought I wanted, and then now, and then 5 years later, it was like it wouldn't have really had an impact. So why was I so worried about it right now?
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how we do that too?
Mm-hmm.
We make a mountain out of a molehill, man.
And it really has no impact.
It has no impact. It's so true. I love that. Yeah. Because that's really, really powerful. When we kind of get that's
stuck in the now, thinking I needed to have this thing done.
Yeah.
And then saw it 5 years down, I was like,
yeah, that
means nothing now.
Yeah, I know. When we can pull back at a 30,000 or 70,000 foot level like that, then we're like, who cares? Yeah, I love that. Because then it's like we don't need to be afraid of anything. Right. Do it, don't do it. Yeah, move it along, move it along, move it along. Don't get stuck up in the details. Just, yeah.
Exactly.
I love that. Thank you. Anybody else? Jack.
When you were expressing about the stories,
Mm-hmm.
I was just, I was just kind of understanding, like the mind wants to always put order to things, and this does all the sorting and sifting, and you don't have to think about that. It's this way. It jumps to conclusions and false beliefs, and then getting involved in the story, and owning the story, and it's when I don't know, when it can have the detachment from that, just look at things from a different perspective, and to beware and be aware of what I think is truth, because a lot of times what hear false beliefs and stuff, but I mean that's really the job of the mind, is always trying to jump to conclusions. It's like AI, it's like it can hallucinate, it's not always transactional. Diluted by the story that's tied to it and stuff. Anyway, I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does. Yeah. Everything is based off of our perception. We put those glasses on and then we just look through those glasses, you know. The story is the glasses.
The quote, God can't heal the person I'm pretending to be.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Jack. Who's that quote by?
I don't know.
Okay. We shall look that up. We shall all look that up because I really love that. Because that's 100% true. It takes us all such a long time to become the real version of us. So in one phase of my life, I was really, really active in the LDS church, and I used to go to the temple, and the old men that were in there were the coolest in the Mesa temple. The old men in the Mesa temple, not the Gilbert temple, I don't know why. But the old men, I always had this image in my mind that they were like in the locker room, like slapping each other with towels and stuff like that. Like they were just like funny old men. They had been through so much. They had watched, because that church has a lot of like rigidity to it and a lot of kind of like, it's just, there's a lot of rigidity to it. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to say anything negative about anything. And, but when you watch the constructs of your mind falling apart because your, daughter OD'd or this happened or whatever, and then you go, oh, like whatever I'm trying to put into a box or into a container doesn't actually work. And the only thing that works is that I just have to like love people and be nice and be kind, and then that's it. And something about those old guys there, a lot of them got it. They were funny. They were like funny and just silly old men. And so I would see that it was like the mask that you think that you have to wear for perfectionism, they threw it away a long time ago. They didn't care anymore. And those are the people that I would be like, oh, you're cool. Do you know what I mean? It's like whatever that is, whatever that like that I think I'm supposed to do, they like threw it away because they're like, this doesn't do anything. This doesn't hide my pain. This doesn't make me feel any better. This doesn't like make any of my suffering go away. Like, and then they just became like a real person. So I don't know. I think that's really powerful, Jack. I love that. Because we cannot heal when we're pretending.
But then, the thing is, like, how do we know when we're wearing a mask?
Yeah. Yeah. And so many of us don't,
I was at this retreat over the weekend, and, this guy's up there talking and stuff, and he's trying to be all organized with his book and his notes and stuff like that. And it was just fumbling, and he was doing, and finally he closed it, and he got real. And he dropped down into his heart space. This is all, I just want you guys to love me. And it was like,
And in that moment, you fall madly in love with him. Yes, yes. Isn't that cool? That vulnerability. You're like, I love you so much. I'm going to put you in my pocket and keep you with me all day long. Okay. So let's really do our best this week to just kind of like, what's showing up? Like, what story is showing up? What's keeping me trapped? What's moving me forward? Is it real? Is it necessary? Is it happening? Is it doing anything for me? Is it helping me progress? Is it helping me to be the best version of myself? And what is the best version of myself anyways? Is it like a plasticized version of myself, or is it like a real, like that guy? Like, I just want everybody to love me. Like, I just want you to love me. You know what I mean? And be real with that. And then see where your motivation is coming from on things. Okay, in a way of announcements, on my super duper lovely calendar that I love so much, we have kids yogas this weekend, and we have this really cool improv event. No spaces.
That already happened. kids yoga.
Oh my gosh, it was last weekend. Sorry, I was out of town last week. I've like lost a whole like moment of time.
Jump in the next weekend.
Thank you, Quentin, for subbing for me. I'm so grateful to you. I mean that, honey. I watched your meditation. I was so happy. It made me so happy. Okay, fast forward. We have hiking club, and it's the Salt River trip. Are we doing it?
Yes.
Okay. You have to have your own kayak. You cannot, there is no, or paddleboard, whatever. And we're meeting at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
At Fond.
No car.
Phond. D. Okay. And so then, you know, there's the whole processes because like there's a place where you drop off your car and then there's a place where you like go down to the bottom and somebody else has to be down there with another car. So that's why like a collective group like this is nice, but you need to make sure that you register ahead of time so Quentin has a good head
Do
count.
you have a minimum river flow that you're gonna go versus not?
Oh,
The river is like crazy low right now.
Is it?
well, I thought about that. That's why I kind of postponed this one till July because
Yeah.
I kept thinking we'll just see if more
It's
storms
usually in the
come along.
thousands in July and it's
Yeah.
less than 600 right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I had someone call about that earlier today, and I brought that up.
Well, and also because I think Canyon Lake too, I think they drained part of it.
Not until September. I think.
Oh,
September,
it's
yeah.
September? Okay.
There's 3 more storms supposed to hit this week, so I hate to say it, but I'll probably call it a yes or no on Friday.
Yeah.
It's supposed to pound rain all weekend,
Yeah.
So.
but you never know.
Yeah.
It's Queen Creek.
Yeah. I
I
know.
will say, if you plan on coming, preferably have an inflatable kayak or paddleboard, because again, you know, it's really hard to load that equipment.
Unless somebody's got a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I show up in the tundra, then we're good. But I've already have my, am I borrowing your pedal? We don't need to talk about this on there. Okay, so the last thing is that if anybody's off during the daytimes on Monday the 27th, if you have never tried Ashtanga yoga, if you are into yoga, so let's just put it this way, if you're into yoga and you want to know how flow classes actually became flow classes, you want to take Ashtanga, half primary. You want to. So then you can see where all the mechanics and the movements came from in flow classes. So I look at our beautiful studio as like the perfect utopian studio to learn everything that you want to know about yoga. Because we have Iyengar yoga, which is like all form and alignment. So you're always going to know exactly how to move in precision to things so you don't hurt yourself. Then we have this Ashtanga pop-up, which we used to have Ashtanga on the schedule, but it's a hard class. So it kind of sometimes it can be intimidating to people. But Ashtanga is like the base, the platform for all flow classes. That's where flow classes came from, was from Ashtanga mixed classes. And so then you take these two things, you marry this together, and now you have like this way that your body moves with like precision like a clock. Then you can go into a flow class and you never get damaged or hurt. Okay? So if you can make it happen, on Monday the 27th, she's going to do them again in August, correct? Yeah.
One more in August.
Yep, one more in August. So try it. And she works with you. She shows you how it all works. It really, my type A personality just like geeks out on Ashtanga. It's the best. Huh. You miss it. Me too. We're both all sad, Lisa and I are all. It's so sad. Because it's like if you have a type A personality, it's the best. It's the best. Precision. Focus. Do another vinyasa. It's the best. And then finally, last but not least, on the 29th, Nancy will be doing a sound bath. It is our normal sound bath night, but it will be a special one for the buck moon. So on Wednesday night. Okay, that's it. I'm done rambling. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.